So, my son did something this morning.
Uh-oh. Can I guess?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you said he dropped. So, wait. Which son?
My oldest son.
Which is
2.5.
2.5.
No, he's almost 3. He'd be 3 next month.
See, okay, you said dropped. and I feel like I'm about to display how little I know about.
Have you even met him?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Like once.
Yeah. Like 3 times.
3. Really?
Yes. I've met all of your children.
Okay. I mean, it's been a while since you haven't been around. So.
Well, I haven't been invited over.
Yeah.
I'm about to display how much I know about like young boys and young boys growing. But he's 2.5. You said he dropped. I'm going to go with testicle.
No.
Oh.
He's 2.5.
Do they descend long before that?
I mean, isn't it closer to puberty?
No, anyway, I mean, you have testicles before. There.
Oh,
okay.
But anyway.
Do we just press restart?
He dropped his first swear word.
Wait, okay, can I guess?
We're not okay. So
you can't say it. Don't say it on the podcast.
I need to kind of preface it. If you listen to the podcast for any length of time that I've been on it, you know I'm not averse to swearing.
Right. I'm editing you all the time.
The word he used is a word like I rarely, if ever, use.
So it's not the F word.
It's not the F word.
And I feel like it's not shit.
No.
Did he say bitch?
He dropped the B word. Well, okay, so we're not sure if he did or not, because like little kids have got, well, especially when if they're 3 years old or younger and they're talking, a lot of the words that they say
sound like other words,
or they're incoherent unless you're the parent, because you kind of understand their dialect,
right?
Their vernacular, how they say things.
So if you're not sure that that's what he said, then it clearly wasn't. It wasn't like a son of a bitch moment.
No. It was. So this is the word. We're standing in the kitchen. Him and his little brother are in their food chairs.
We'll call them L and H.
They're sitting in their food chairs eating breakfast.
Yeah.
And he just out of nowhere goes, "What's up, my?"
Oh, I mean that's.
So he could have said something else, but like that's what it sounded like. And me and my wife and my 11-year-old daughter
burst out laughing.
We all look at each other and we're like, mouths agape, like, what did he just say?
Right, but then also you burst out laughing.
And yeah, we were laughing, and I was just like, okay, maybe he didn't say, Laverne, what did you just say? And he says it again. And we're just like, and like that last word is so like mumbled and jumbled, and we've never heard him say it before, that it could have been something else.
But I mean,
like, yeah, it was.
I remember there was a moment, my little one, right, dropped. Had a bowl. You know how you give a kid like the little plastic bowl, and then you put like some dry cereal or something in it so they can just sit or like fishy crackers.
Yeah.
And
my son's gotten to the point, the 3-year-old's gotten to the point where I can't give him a snack without him wanting it in a bowl.
Right. So we had given her like
give him a granola bar. I want it in a bowl.
We'd given her Cheerios or something, right? And she dropped them. Or like spilt them or whatever. Yeah, I think she dropped the bowl. And before my ex-wife or I could like come to the rescue and start picking up these Cheerios, she was just like, F. They're everywhere. And she's just picking them up. She's like, they're everywhere. And it was just like an old lady that had dropped her buttons, right? Like it was just this, and I'm like, the parent in me is like, this is a teachable moment. This is a discipline moment. This is not a discipline moment, but this is a correction moment. Mm-hmm. But and that's what I'm thinking on the inside. But outside, what I'm projecting is that is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's hard to keep a straight
It's so
face.
hard. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Little kids swearing is hilarious. Hello and welcome to the Movie Men podcast.
We are the B team.
The father of the belligerent
sailor.
Yeah, of the belligerent, ill-raised. And this comes back to, listen, I'm sorry. Last week, when we were reviewing Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, it was divulged that your wife doesn't trust me to babysit. You know what I haven't done? Taught your kids any swear words. So I just want to...
Yeah.
You know, now, okay, you say that's not a word that you use very often. Is that a word your wife uses?
She doesn't, I swear, ever. I don't think I hear her swear hardly ever.
Okay.
She would swear probably if she got really, really upset or sad or emotional, but...
So you know what happened?
She's pretty...
You know what happened?
Daycare.
Last week when we were at Ghostbusters, your straight-laced in-laws were just dropping all the swear words in front of your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We're going to kick things off with this week's news episode. We've got some crazy stuff to talk about, including a topic in the show notes that, like, the main topic, the final topic for today is one that I didn't send Carl a link to, which I only ever do when there's things that I'm like, I want to be able to drop. I want to be able to, like...
You want to try and be sneaky with it.
Well, no, I just want to be able to say, like, there's quotes that I don't want spoiled for you. I want to be able to read these things and get a live, visceral reaction out of you. So it's going to be a good episode. But before we do that, Carl has a segment on the show called what?
Tech Horizon Spotlight.
Tech Horizon Spotlight, according
AI
to
has told us
Chat GPT.
Because we talk a lot about AI on this.
Such a stupid name. Where Carl gives 3 topics, 3 options to me, and they are topics of things going on in the world of technology. And I listen to his increasingly vague, increasingly, what's the word I'm looking for? Aloof? No. Increasingly...
Vague. Vague's a good...
No, what is it when you're like, what is the word? Hang on. What's...
Synonym for aloof?
Yeah, synonym for
That's a fun word.
vague.
Synonym. Cinnamon? It's like cinnamon, but...
Not indo, no. Unclear, no. Hate him, no. Lacking definition, no.
They're playful.
Yeah.
They're playfully vague.
Not...
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
We can
And
move on.
then I choose one of those.
Yeah.
I choose one of those.
And we talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you ready?
Shapeless. That's not what I'm going for, but it works. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Your option 1, 12 p.m. lunar time. Option 2, a big brain controller. And option 3, the power of invisibility for less than $100.
What was the second one again?
A big brain controller.
And what's option number 3?
The power of invisibility
In the palm
for
of my
less than $100.
hand. Less than the... I'm gonna go with the invisibility
Okay.
because that's one of the superpowers that everyone says they would want, and it's also like the worst option.
I always go with speed. I figure like super speed
Yeah.
would be a really good one.
When your drug dealer is giving you options, you always go with speed.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So breaking down the other 2 real quick. 12 p.m. lunar time. The U.S. government has tasked NASA with coming up with a way to track lunar time in a way that kind of is easily corresponding with Earth time. Because apparently, well, the moon has less gravity, so for that, according to the article, for that reason, it's like half a millisecond faster each day or something like that. so the time is off throughout the year. So
Okay.
anyway, apparently it's important for further space travel beyond our own planet.
Okay.
Option 2, big brain controller. There is a place. I don't know what the place is. There's a place doing some research. They've created this cool little cap that you put on your head. Not too dissimilar to what they wear in Ghostbusters. So the only difference is it's cloth instead of a colander. And they've developed it in a way that you can actually like control simple video games with your brain. And they're using it to kind of hopefully help break brain disability barriers and increase brain growth and connections and stuff like that.
I already have. I don't need that.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
I'm already maxed out.
And then the last one.
Mm-hmm.
You can get your own personal invisibility shield for $70 on Kickstarter right now. So
Kickstarter visibility shield.
I'll just read this.
2.0.
2.0. Yeah. The 1.0, like I seen this and I was like, oh, I've seen this before years ago.
It's not
So it's
not using cameras.
No. It's just a sheet. It's just a sheet of plastic, and
it's using refraction.
The way the plastic is set up,
refracted.
It's like
it's bending the light.
There's some because you're closer to the shield on the the image of you doesn't seep through.
Yeah. Well, it's bending the light around, like through it's bending the light through the plastic, which means that the light that you're seeing is actually the light from in behind the subject.
Yeah.
Versus, that's
and
so cool.
There are,
I'm looking at,
There are, like you've probably seen this in every day, because every once in a while you'll see a pane of glass or plastic out in the world somewhere. Sometimes I can remember seeing similar-ish kind of things growing up, and where like the glass, like you run your hand behind the glass or the plastic or whatever, and your hand gets kind of distorted in weird ways, and some of it's visible, some it's not. But it's pretty cool. So yeah, they've kind of perfected this, and I guess must have a patent on it.
So, are you backing this?
No, but it's cool. Like, there are some of the pictures on the article show it kind of like working really well, and some of the pictures it's like, okay, it works, but like you can tell, like this is a good one. This picture, you can tell that there's something there.
There's something there, yeah.
But the one I showed you earlier, where he's standing in front of the ocean,
that's pretty good.
It's like you can barely tell.
Yeah,
that he's holding something.
Yeah, there's one of him in front of like a garage door or something, a white wall.
Yeah, this one's really good too.
It's pretty, yeah.
In parking lot.
So I mean, here's the thing: this is cool, but gimmicky as shit. Like, it's not good for anything. Right? It's just kind of fun.
A privacy fence. I don't know what it looks like from the other side. Like, can you?
Oh no, this wouldn't work as a privacy fence.
I assume you wouldn't be able to see through the other side.
No. This wouldn't work as a privacy fence because, again, unless you're
far enough back,
unless you're right up against the fence, right? You'd be having sex in your backyard, and the neighbor's gonna see everything. Like it's like not having a fence. So
I'm sure there's some practical uses for it.
No.
Spies.
I mean, here's the thing: if you lined the bottom of a plane, or if you lined a plane with this, maybe.
That'd
Right? Like a new type of stealth jet.
I don't think that would because that would be like putting it on the wall. It's not going to do anything if you put it on the wall.
No, because the sky's still behind it. They'd have to be big, and then you'd have to like figure out the aerodynamics of it. And
like you said, you're saying like put it on a plane. You'd have to like hang it below the plane. It'd have to hang and droop below the plane for that to work.
No,
you couldn't put it right on the plane, on the surface of the plane.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah, because it's no different than in this situation. Just think like the person is the plane. It's just a bigger panel because it's a bigger plane.
Because then you're not getting any light from the other. Because the reason it works is because
it would have to extend out on either side of the plane so that it could catch the light from in behind and refract it. But it would be possible.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways,
it would probably make the plane unflyable.
Jumping into our new, I don't know like I said, I don't know the aerodynamics of it. Jumping into our news topics for today, you and I have talked about a new Jurassic World movie coming, right? Or not necessarily Jurassic World, but a new
something Jurassic.
They're going to keep going with Jurassic. Now,
unfortunately,
2 reports have come out this week. 1, super on board with. 2, the one that I'm kind of about. You like that sound effect?
Yeah.
Is reportedly the title is Jurassic City.
Jurassic City.
Which means we're getting further away from Lost in the Jungle, Scary Town. Now it's just going to be like, oh shit, it's interrupting our Pee Wee baseball
modern
game.
Day Flintstones.
Yeah, I don't know, right? Like riding.
I haven't seen the last one, but I did listen to some of the podcast episode about it.
Like Mine and Pete's?
Yeah, so my understanding is like they're just like everywhere in the world now, right? Is that the way that kind of played it up?
Kind of, yeah. Like the movie starts out and it's like, there's dinosaurs everywhere now. What are we going to do? And the movie kind of ends and it's like, there's dinosaurs everywhere now. Right? Like it's not dealt with. But it's just not a concern
So maybe this
anymore.
is like 5 or 10 years past that point in time and people are like riding dinosaurs to work Fred Flintstone style.
I don't know. So that's the news. That's
the construction workers are using the long necks to pick up boulders and clear rubble.
That's the report that I'm a little about. The one that I'm a little more about is reportedly the lead actor, the person who this is all going to center around, kind of like, the last 3 movies sort of circled around Chris Pratt. Apparently, we're eyeing up Scarlett Johansson. And I'm a little surprised because Scarlett Johansson is one of the hotter names right now in Hollywood. Like that's a big name.
Yeah.
That's a big name. And so, listen, I don't know if this movie's going to be any good. I don't know if this movie makes any sense to do. But what I do know is, and pardon my French, this is something you can take home to your son and teach him and be like, Uncle Brady said this is an okay thing to say. What this tells me is regardless of what the story is, if they are in fact eyeing up Oscar-nominated Scarlett Johansson to lead this new, I don't know if it's a trilogy, I don't know what we're doing here. What it tells me is whatever this idea is, whatever this story is, Universal is going balls to the wall with it. Like they are, even if this is garbage, they're swinging for the fences. They're putting big names in this, or a big name in this. And I feel like there's something to be said for that. That says, you know what? This is not just a cash grab for Universal. Universal's not just saying, let's pump out one more and see. This means they're really going to, they're trying. They're really going to try, because you don't go out and get 2-time Oscar-nominated Scarlett Johansson, big name that's going to be an expensive addition to your film, if you're like, At this point, we're just kind of regurgitating them out. This is them going, we're really going to try to keep going with this, and we're going to try to continue this as a big franchise. So that gives me hope. Carl, what are your thoughts on this?
I guess you could look at it the way you've said.
Okay.
But at the same time, just because you have a big name actor attached to a film doesn't they're trying to make something of it, but that doesn't mean anything.
Well, it doesn't mean that it will be good.
Look at The Mummy, right? The Mummy, we're talking about the latest one with Tom Cruise. They were trying to do something. They were trying to do Universal Monsterverse.
100%.
Right? The problem was they attached Tom Cruise to it.
Right.
And he destroyed that whole thing by rewriting the script, and it was in his contract, I heard, that he had to be in all the films. And so anyway, just because a big name is attached to a film doesn't mean it's going to be good.
Agreed. That's what I said. I agree. But it does mean that Universal is at least swinging for the fences.
Yeah. But swinging for the fences doesn't mean much either, in my opinion.
Okay. I mean, it means more than
The Mummy was a swing for the fences.
No. I know. But what I'm saying is it means more than if the Jurassic City cast came out tomorrow and it was all actors that had only ever done TV, and you'd never heard of any of these people, and you never would have, then you would look at it and maybe go, okay, maybe they're just kind of they're just kind of letting this franchise die a painful death at this point.
I don't know. I don't know how much I approach a movie that way. I'm not saying it doesn't help, but we've gotten lots of great movies in the past decade that didn't have big names attached.
Oh, for sure.
I think of most of the Marvel films, right?
There's not a single Marvel film that hasn't had a big name attached to it.
The early ones.
The very first one had Robert Downey Jr. in it.
Robert Downey Jr., Samuel Jackson. I would say those are the big names.
Sure.
Everybody else had done films, but they weren't big. They weren't big names. They weren't box office draws.
No, but you still had a massive
all the Chris's, all three of them. They weren't big household names when they got cast.
But they still put massive people in those films, right? Captain America had Hugo Weaving in it. The guy, Elrond from the Lord of the Rings, Agent Smith from The Matrix, played the villain, right? You get to Thor.
Behind a ton of makeup.
So it doesn't matter.
Well,
you get to Thor, right? Thor's dad is Anthony freaking Hopkins, right? Big ass name. They did The Incredible Hulk. He was played by Edward Norton, right? Fight Club Edward Norton, right? So every single film, you get to Ant-Man and you go, well, I don't know, was Paul Rudd really? It doesn't matter. Michael Douglas is friggin' in it, right? So every single Marvel film has had a massive name. I don't think it does matter if they're not leads. Doesn't matter. There's still a massive name in it.
I don't know.
Still a massive name. You get Guardians of the Galaxy. Chris Pratt was hot at that point. He was fresh off the heels of Jurassic World.
Was he?
Yes.
I thought he did Guardians first.
No, hang on.
I'm pretty sure Guardians came before Jurassic
Guardians of the Galaxy came out in 2014. They're
pretty close to each other.
Well, Jurassic World was 2015. So, but he was Parks and Rec.
But
he was big.
TV. That's TV.
Yeah, but still, he was super hot in TV, right? When I say TV, when I was saying TV about the Jurassic World thing, I was talking about played the dying patient on an episode of Grey's Anatomy, right? That's kind of what I meant by that, right?
Okay.
So
I still don't think it. I still think you can have a great film with not a stacked cast.
100%.
So
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
It helps. I guess for like box office draw, it would definitely help first ticket sales.
Yeah.
My own personal judgment on it would be that I'm not sold on the name of the actress or actor.
No,
Scarlett Johansson. I mean, it's a pretty big sell.
That's a big name.
It's not something to
2-time Oscar nominated
to turn your back on. But at the same time, I'm not like standing up, clapping. It's like, all right, this is going somewhere. It's like, no, it can go the wrong direction very easily. Still,
sure, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Now, sometimes having speculation, having a giant question mark put to bed can be put to bed in a way sometimes we get answers to questions that we've had for a long time, and sometimes those answers aren't the answers we were looking for, but there's still something kind of satisfying about at least not having to question it anymore. Would you agree?
I suppose, yeah.
And that has recently come to us from legendary producer Jerry Bruckheimer. Like, for anyone, first of all, if someone right now is saying, well, I don't know who Jerry Bruckheimer is, I don't really know. I don't really know what to make of that. But let's real quick. I'm going to run down the films, some of the films. We can't do all the films. We're going to run down some of the films that Jerry Bruckheimer has produced. Are you ready, Carl?
Shoot.
What? What's wrong? Beverly Hills Cop, Top Gun, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Bad Boys, The Rock, Con Air, Armageddon, Enemy of the State, Gone in 60 Seconds, Pearl Harbor, Remember the Titans.
Great action flicks in there.
Pirates of the Caribbean, The Black Pearl, Bad Boys 2, National Treasure, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, National Treasure, Book of Secrets, Sorcerer's Apprentice, The Lone Ranger. Yeah.
Just hand wave that one.
But anyways, Jerry Bruckheimer is a big name. Top Gun Maverick, so on and so forth. He's a big name. And he was recently being asked about Top Gun 3. Right? And we're doing another Top Gun, right? Top Gun Maverick came back. It was such a big success last year. Are we doing a Top Gun 3? And Jerry Bruckheimer says, you don't know. You really don't know. Because with Top Gun, you have an actor who is iconic and brilliant. And how many movies does he have to do before he does Top Gun? I can't tell you. Right? He's just saying, like, look, Tom Cruise's schedule, like, I don't know. Right? Yeah. Like, we just don't know. I don't know how you make that work. You got to
make him interested in it before to drag him away from Mission Impossible.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But then he says, but we're going to reboot Pirates. So that's easier to put together because you don't have to wait for certain actors. Which means the question of, is Johnny ever going to come back and be Captain Jack Sparrow again? It seems pretty definitive at this point that the answer is no. That's done. Because
but what if he did?
Because shut up. Because he says the word reboot, right? And then you could go, well, but like reboot, as in you're just rebooting the franchise instead of like starting it over. You're just like booting it back up again. It's the same franchise. Here we go.
Legacy sequel style.
Legacy sequel. It's not been long enough, I don't think, for a legacy sequel, right? But like technically Ghostbusters Afterlife is a reboot. Even though it's still in the same continuity. They're not starting over. right? There's a difference between a reboot and a remake.
Yeah. That's why I think legacy sequel is such a great kind of moniker for those films that are coming out and stuff.
But he does say
more accurate description.
It's easier to put together because you don't have to wait for certain actors, which means we're just going to cast whoever we want.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. The last Pirates of the Caribbean film that came out had a great story. Did you see it? The Dead Men Tell No Tales?
Is that the one where like the water splits or whatever?
Yeah. It had a great story.
Mm-hmm.
It was not a good film. And a lot of that is attributed to I didn't like the character of Captain Jack in that film. It felt like Johnny Depp was doing a bad impersonation of Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah,
instead of actually playing Captain Jack Sparrow. And it was upsetting for me. I was like, oh, it's just not hitting.
He's your guy. He's not doing what he should.
Yeah, it's not, and then it hurt me deeper because Johnny Depp very famously avoids watching his own films. And he's like, and he's so finally this time around, he's like, yeah, I thought I'd get on the bandwagon, and this is one that I did watch. And I'm like, no, this is not the one to watch, dude. It's not the one to watch.
Go back and watch your other ones.
Watch the first one, man. It's like
do some research.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Look, and a lot of that can be attributed to like, we're all aware now. There's a lot of shit going on in Johnny Depp's life when they were making that last Pirates of the Caribbean film. A lot of shit in his bed. Like a lot, like just...
little doggy doogies.
Like, little amber turds. In the Amber Heard, sorry. In the bed. Amber turds. And so look, like I believe that if they were to bring Johnny Depp back, do I think that he could recapture that magic? Do I think that he could get back to the character of Captain Jack Sparrow in the capacity that we are familiar with and that we would want to see? Yes, absolutely. Do I think you need Captain Jack Sparrow and Johnny Depp in order to do a successful Pirates film? No, I don't. Because there are creative people out there who are capable of doing creative things. It's going to have to be a huge departure. Like you can't completely reboot this and have a character named Jack Sparrow play by a different... Like people aren't going to...
You don't even use the same characters, in my opinion.
No, you can't. Right? That's like, what I'm saying.
You use... Man, so this is where I'm kind of... I'm a little bit torn in saying this, but I think it's the only way to do it. And I think with this franchise, maybe it's like what do you call it? It's the odd one out. It's the one time this works, right? Okay. Normally when it comes to sequels or remakes,
recast,
I say why remake? Why not call it something else so you're you're not putting yourself to the standard of something that everyone loves, right?
Yeah.
I think this is a franchise where you could do that because the name of the franchise in itself, Pirates of the Caribbean, and even the movies we've gotten to this point, we get a large variety of characters, and there are main characters still, but there's still a large swath. You don't even touch any of the characters from those movies. You just make a completely new Pirates movie, brand new characters, brand new story, brand new adventure using the Pirates name. I think maybe this is that kind of black sheep from the rule of thumb that I usually carry, that it might work because of that. And like, there are some... me and my wife watched a movie about a year or two back. I think it's on Disney, called Cutthroat Island. Have you ever watched it? Mm-hmm. Like, it's a great
Yep.
Great film. It's a lot of fun. And we were watching it, and I'm like, this came out in 95.
I was going to say 96. But
So,
yeah,
like,
okay.
years before the first Pirates movie. It feels like Pirates of the Caribbean when you're watching it.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the same kind of action and comedy that Pirates of the Caribbean is known for, Cutthroat Island does all of it. And does it all of it just as well.
Right.
Sometimes maybe a little bit better at times for some of the, if you're comparing it to the worse, the not so as good Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So like, yeah, I think you could get away from all those characters and just do like brand new cast, brand new characters, brand new story, brand new adventure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will you be sad though? Like, is there a little bit of mourning? Because my position on it is like, yeah, you know what? I think you can reboot this. I think you can start over. If I had my way, I'd get another Pirates of the Caribbean film with Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow, just because it's even when Johnny Depp's not on his A game in this franchise, it's still Captain friggin' Jack Sparrow. Like, it's still just a
very
great fun thing
character.
to do. Yeah. So I'm a little sad.
There is a bit of sadness in that. At the same time, 4 films of Jack Sparrow.
5.
I missed one.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Like, I mean, I think I'm pretty happy with that.
But
I could live with that.
But what if we got one more, right? What if we got a 6th film with Captain Jack Sparrow and they gave him the Logan treatment?
Like his last dance.
He dies at the end. Yeah. Like, really send him out in this iconic, like he dies and the Black Pearl sinks and whatever. And it's this whole, and then the last shot of the film is this like ghostly Black Pearl sailing off into the sunset with Jack sailing, the 7 seas for all eternity.
Yeah, that would be poetic.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'd be too worried they'd screw it up.
Screw it up. All right, moving on. Timothy Chalamet, or Timothée Chalamet. That's the actual pronunciation of his name.
Is it really?
Yeah, because he's French.
Okay.
Like, it's a French, yeah, it's Timothée
Chalamet? Chalamet?
I don't know exactly what it is. You know who does?
Oh.
James Cameron. James Cameron says it perfectly.
Does he?
He does.
Chalamet?
And that's where I learned it from. But anyways, the guy's on fire, right? And I've been saying for a little while now that Timothée Chalamet, love him or hate him, he's the next biggest thing in Hollywood.
For a second there, I thought you were going to say Batman.
He's the next Batman. No, he is, I would say, easily, hands down, less than 10 years out from his first Oscar. And like, I just
People
don't
still care about those.
Oh yeah. I don't think there's a film that, or I don't think there's anything that this guy's not capable of. Right? I've heard him likened to being the next Daniel Day-Lewis. And I can see that. He's just incredible. Anyways, he's also a massive box office draw where, in terms of, so last December we got the film Wonka. $632 million at the box office. It's a nice little chunk. It's a nice little chunk for Warner Brothers. Then he turns around and does over $600 million and counting in Dune Part 2 for Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers is looking at this Chalamet kid going,
we like you.
We like you. We want to keep you around. And so they offered a deal to him, and he has signed it. And this is a massive, massive deal for both Timothée Chalamet and for Warner Brothers. Basically, without getting into all the nitty-gritty of this deal and how the deal works and you know, kind of what Chalamet's going to get out of it, sort of the abridged, the Cliff Notes version of it is Warner Brothers is going to guarantee him the opportunity to continue being in their films and producing some films because he wants to start producing.
Yeah.
And what Warner Brothers gets out of it is what's called a first look deal.
Yeah, will get first dibs on backing his potential projects.
Yeah.
Even though he can work elsewhere.
Could you talk any quieter?
So, sorry, I was looking down.
Yeah, so basically
that's why I moved my mic.
So basically the way this works is, look, it's not like in sports, right? It's not like where, you know, if Carl here is a basketball player and he signs to, you know, whatever big team, you're not allowed to go play for other teams.
Can you name a team?
The Raptors. You play for the Chicago Bulls, the Toon Squad, the Monstars. If you in sports, if you're signed with us and you go play for someone else, we break your legs.
You're just not allowed.
We're gonna kill you.
Break your legs. You can't.
We're just gonna sue you into Kingdom Come.
Break your contract.
But with this type of deal, it works differently. So Timothy is allowed to make films for other studios. What it means, though, is, hey, look, any ideas that you have, any films that you're thinking about producing, or, you know, or whatever, like, any scripts that are not already attached to a studio that happen to...
Chalamet's looking at doing a project that isn't attached to another studio. He has to bring it to them
We
first.
get the first shot at doing it. And if we decide we don't want it, great. Go to somebody else, but we get the first look at everything. I don't have really any opinions on this other than good for Chalamet and good for Warner Brothers. I mean,
I'm not seeing how long does this contract last for? I haven't seen that. Looking at this article.
Do
we have those details? Or is it just undisclosed to the public?
It's probably undisclosed at this point.
Oh, he'll enjoy a nice salary bump.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you can't, you know, there's got to be hefty incentive for him
to bring this stuff to
do this. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Cool. I mean, good business for Warner Brothers. Is it good business for Chalamet? I don't know.
You've got someone that's going to
you're guaranteed
back your films.
Well, they're not guaranteed to back the films.
No.
They just want to have a first look at them. Which, yeah, I guess that would be good news for Chalamet, right? Like, you're guaranteed to get at least one person looking at it with interest. Just I'm trying to like put myself in like Chalamet's shoes, and also kind of like pull back from the situation, kind of look at it more broadly. Like, do you want Warner Brothers handling potentially all of your projects that you bring to studios? They got a decentish track record, I guess. They also have got some pretty horrible fumbles, but most studios are like that these days.
Oh, sure.
So, yeah.
Marvel.
What?
Star Wars. All the Disney properties.
Marvel and Star Wars. Yeah, Disney can't handle anything right these days.
Speaking of which, and moving on, in a recent interview with Ewan McGregor, he was asked about playing Obi-Wan Kenobi again in a season 2. And Ewan McGregor said the following. He says, "The truth is, I've talked about having to cover for doing Obi-Wan Season 1 for years. I had to lie about that. And I'm not lying about this now. I don't know. There's been no phone call to me from Lucasfilm or Disney saying let's do another one. Obi-Wan was made as a limited series and it's out and people like it, which I'm very pleased about. I love doing it. I hope we get a chance to do another one, and I'm sure we will. I'm pretty sure. You know, I've got a few years yet before I'm the same age as Alec McGuinness was in Star Wars A New Hope, so there's time to tell more stories in there." So basically what Ewan McGregor is saying
is I like money and I do it for more money.
No, yeah, but I think he also loves the character of Obi-Wan. Who wouldn't love playing Obi-Wan?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
But he's saying, not only is he's saying three things. He's saying there's currently no plans that I know of to do Obi-Wan Season 2. 2, he's saying, I really want to, though.
I really like playing Obi-Wan.
I really want to play Obi-Wan again.
I like wielding a lightsaber.
And 3, he's saying, I'm pretty sure at some point I will get to do it again. Like I'm still young enough to do it. It's not off the table. I don't think it's off the table. I'm sure it's going to happen at some point. You and I talked not long ago about the idea of an Obi-Wan Season 2. You know, I don't know if I need an Obi-Wan Season 2. But having said that, I really want to see Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan again.
Yeah.
Because he's just so great in the role. I just don't know where you do that, if not in an Obi-Wan Season 2. So I guess what I'm saying is I want an Obi-Wan Season 2.
Yeah.
Even though I feel like I don't know.
The only other way you see Obi-Wan is in a prequel to the prequels. And at that point, it's not Ewan McGregor.
No. Well, or some wicked de-aging, uncanny valley witchery. So I don't listen. All I know is I want to see Obi-Wan as Ewan McGregor again. That's all I know.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, we've been down this road a couple of times now on this new show.
It's Ewan McGregor, man.
I mean, I said it before. I'll say it again. I think there's stories to be told there in that space about Obi-Wan kind of watching over Anakin and keeping him safe, and there's a whole comic series about it. And I unfortunately haven't read the comic strips, those comic books, sorry. But I know a little bit about them, and I know that the show we got wasn't really about that. Right. So there's that whole comic series. You can draw some more inspiration from.
A canonical comic strip.
You could do, because it involved like Tusken Raiders and kidnapping of Luke and so they kind of did that a little bit.
They did the kidnapping of Luke. They did a kidnapping of Luke.
I guess a little bit, but not with Tusken Raiders. They drew the Empire into it. I think a good Season 2 would the Empire wouldn't even be involved. It would be him dealing with protecting Luke from Tusken Raiders and gangsters.
So he never gets off Tatooine.
Yeah. And I think that it might be a little slower paced, but I think it could still be interesting.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know if you'd do a full 8, maybe just shorter.
Oh God, episode. No! I'm sick of. Give us enough of this friggin' Halloween-sized candy bar bullshit.
If you do full hours, you could do a decent 4-episode show with a small. Like,
they won't.
If it's a small threat thing, like if it's a simple thing like Anakin or Luke gets kidnapped by Tusken Raiders, you could do like a small 4 story arc there.
Okay, but so then here, no. But I disagree, because here's the thing. If you're going to condense it down to 4 episodes that are each an hour long, you know what else? That would be
make a movie.
That would be a 4-hour series. You know what else is usually about 4 hours? The first cut of a film before they go in and start trimming and condensing and making a well-crafted story. So at that point, cut the shit and give us an Obi-Wan film.
Yeah, maybe that's the story then.
I would love to see that. Yeah. Moving on. Before you look at your show notes, I have a question for you. If I were to ask you, of all you've already looked at it. You're already.
I mean, I looked at the show notes before I came to your house.
Jackass.
I knew what the show notes were before I came to your house.
What is of all the Netflix Marvel shows of the Defenders era of Marvel doing? What was the worst part of all of that?
Iron Fist.
Hands flipping down Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Now,
one of the greatest martial artists in the Marvel universe. And the actor didn't even take the time to train.
Yeah, but not the greatest.
Not the great. He's one of.
Because Shang-Chi would hand Iron Fist's ass to him.
I mean, it depends who's writing.
I'm writing. I'm writing.
But truth be told, it always depends on who's writing the characters.
Well, Iron Fist in the Netflix MCU show was played by Finn Jones. And the internet is abuzz right now because Finn Jones on his Instagram story just recently posted him packing to go away on some trip, who knows, whatever the hell he's, Bahamas, right? Who knows? And in his luggage, he's got a couple of things. He's got a book, The Never-Ending Story he's reading apparently. He's got what looks like maybe a phone or a laptop charger or something. He's got some clothes. Oh, and he's got the final issue of Power Man and Iron Fist. And everybody on the internet is going, that's it? Finn Jones is teasing the fact that he's coming back and he's going to be a part of the MCU. And oh my God, here we go.
No! God, no!
And I'm here to tell you.
That's not true!
I'm here to tell you. Well, but here's the thing. With different direction and better writing and whatever, like, you know.
If he actually put an effort in, he could probably play the character very well.
But here's the thing. I don't know that this actually means anything.
No.
Other than... Hey guys,
I'm reading a comic of a character I
identify with the I have a connection to this character. I'm the only live action on-screen portrayal of this character ever. And so right now, as far as film and television goes, wait, shut up. Let me finish. Right now, as far as film and television goes, I am the definitive Iron Fist, by default, and I'm reading a friggin' it's just him celebrating a role that he played, right?
Looking for likes and some Instagram, Facebook,
I think it's
Twitter, X
I don't even know that he's
following.
Hungry for likes. I think it's just I think it's just a fun.
He craves the attention.
All famous people are attention whores.
Yes.
No.
All actors.
That's 100% not true.
Almost all actors.
There's a lot of actors that are like, look, I don't want to. You know who's not an attention whore? Going back to talking about Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp, man. Pretty sure if Johnny Depp never had to do a single interview or a single whatever, he'd be a happy, happy man.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
He's
pretty
very
recluse.
creative. He's
very introverted.
Yeah, but he I think there is a enjoyment of the attention. Like he's right now he's playing in a band. Like he's
he likes
touring.
music.
He's touring though in front of people.
Because he likes to perform and that doesn't mean he's an attention whore.
I'm not saying he's a whole
here's the thing.
I'm not saying he's like
you're not in a band. Nobody's in a band with friggin' Alice Cooper and all these and then not tour, right? Like it's just okay. Anyways, I don't think this actually means anything. I don't think this is
hope it's not.
Could he be? Yep, 100% could
there's
be.
A chance.
But I don't think it is.
To me, this screams of him trying to get the attention of people who make decisions at Marvel Disney, saying, hey, I still want to play my character too, because Charlie Cox is playing Daredevil again, and what's his name's playing Punisher again, and what's his name's playing Kingpin. I still want to play my guy. Get me, pick me. He's like that one, the kid in the lineup for dodgeball that's like, ooh, 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 ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think because obviously that's not necessary, right?
He's also the kid that nobody wants to pick because he sucks.
Kevin Feige is aware of Finn Jones. Right, like he knows he's out there, and I don't think Finn Jones is dumb enough to think that Kevin Feige isn't going to call him if he wants.
This is to me. That's what this feels like.
Yeah. Moving on to the final topic, and this is the big one.
The big one.
The juice is loose. So there is a vote coming up soon. And this is something that's not because there's issues. This is just something that happens at publicly traded companies, as every so often. There's you're not allowed to have a dictatorship, rigged election CEO position in publicly traded companies, right? Every so often, the board does a vote. Do we keep the guy we got, or are we going to change leadership? Well, there's a vote coming up at Disney. What are you looking at?
No. Just Google it.
No, stop. Stop. Because there's a reason I didn't share the show notes with you.
Fine, just talk. Whatever.
We've been through this exact thing where you're like, well, I don't know. I looked it up. And I'm like, dude, there's a reason I didn't send it to you. And so one of the people who's potentially up for Bob Iger's position that wants to be elected in as CEO of Disney instead of Bob Iger is a man named Nelson Peltz. Now, Nelson Peltz, in a nutshell, is a nutshell. The man's an idiot, and just like absolute moron, whatever. And it came to.
Do you have evidence to back this up? Yeah, or you're just going to leave it at your own personal opinion.
I'm about to give you quotes, man. I'm about to give you quotes now. The man recently gave some quotes.
Which one?
Nelson Peltz. And he the stupidity. Okay, hang on.
I'm waiting. I'm sitting here. Me and the folks are waiting.
So there's been I'm just going to read this article to you. Now it's been no surprise for a long time that one of the people who Nelson Peltz does not like is Kevin Feige, the head of the MCU, Marvel's executive producer.
Okay.
Doesn't like him. All right. So here's the article. Billionaire and activist investor Nelson Peltz, who's campaigning for 2 Disney board seats, is calling Kevin Feige's track record with Marvel Cinematic Universe into question. Per the Financial Times, Nelson Peltz has openly criticized the company and Marvel Studios head, Kevin Feige, in a new interview. Peltz, who holds a stake of around $3.5 billion, has attributed the declining success of Disney's Marvel movies to the woke strategy used for casting their characters. He suggested that the MCU has been putting out too many losers in recent years, which might mean that it's time for a change in leadership. Okay. Yes, there's been some duds, right? So there's some truth there.
Yeah.
Well, we also need to hone in on what he's talking about here with like the woke strategy used for casting. Now, Peltz says, they say we know nothing about the movie business. We don't claim we do, but I don't think they do. With 5 big losers in a row, Peltz said. 5 big losers in a row. Okay. They've lost first place in animation. They've lost first place in features. Maybe it's time to change management in those divisions. When pressed, if that means that Kevin Feige should be fired, Peltz added, I'm not ready to say that, but I question his record. I'm sorry. What? You question Kevin Feige's, the man responsible for the biggest and most successful film franchise in the history of film. You question that man's record. The man who has been responsible for 33 Marvel films. 33 Marvel films, okay? 33 Marvel films collectively bringing in, try to wrap your head around this, 33 Marvel films collectively bringing in $30 billion. You question that man's record. That's the man whose record you question.
He's obviously questioning his recent record by previous quotes.
Then he says,
yeah,
people go to the movie or a show to be entertained. They don't go to get a message. Hang on, Mr. Peltz. The greatest films of all time, almost every good film ever, has some kind of a message. So that's bullshit. Do they go to be entertained? Sure, yes. Do movies have messages? Also, yes. So sit down. Then, this is where this whole woke thing comes in, and this is where you go, okay, so this man's not only a little bit of a fool, but he's also a horrible person, an asshole, a bigot, a sexist dick. Why do I have to have Marvel that's all women? He says. Why do I have to have Marvel? I'm sorry, which Marvel film only had women in it?
Miss Marvel, the Marvels.
Oh, I'm sorry, because I'm pretty sure Nick Fury played a big part in that film.
I wouldn't say a big part.
But it's not all women.
He was a character.
Okay,
there were male characters.
So hang on. So all women. So you're telling me you gave me one example out of 33 friggin' films, and this guy's going, Marvel's too woke. Okay. He says,
I'm not defending him here. You asked a question.
He's like, not that I have anything against women, but why do I have to do that? Okay, I'm sorry. Anytime someone says, look, not that there's anything wrong with that, but you're an asshole. Like anytime your sentence starts with, not that there's anything wrong with women. No. You're an asshole. Then he says, why can't I have Marvels that are both? 32 out of the 33 films have both men and women. In fact, most of them. If we're going to talk about the star cast, the main cast, most of them are all men. 100% men. He says, why do I need an all-black cast? Okay, first of all, yes, there have been 2 Black Panther films, and yes, those have predominantly black casts, but again, there is no Marvel film that only has black people in it. None. Peltz appears to be referring to the Marvels and Black Panther movies, though this would be an exaggeration, as the Marvels doesn't have an all-female cast, nor is the cast of Black Panther all black. Though the Marvels suffered at theaters, it is also worth noting that Black Panther earned more than $1 billion at the box office, while Wakanda Forever made more than $859 million worldwide. Both Black Panther movies were also nominated for multiple Oscars. Peltz, sit down, you asshat. You're making yourself look stupid, so shut up. There has, in fact, been a general decline in the box office success of recent superhero movies, though this is not exclusive to Marvel Studios. Recent releases from Sony's Spider-Man universe and Warner Brothers Discovery's DCEU have also fallen short of studio hopes, a phenomenon that has been widely attributed to superhero fatigue. Now, again, I've said this before. I don't think superhero movie fatigue is a thing. I think bad movie fatigue is a thing. If you keep releasing superhero films and they keep being incredible, nobody gets sick of incredible. People get sick of bad quality. People get sick of poor films. Meanwhile, Disney execs don't appear to be as concerned about Feige's position at Marvel Studios moving forward. Going by a statement offered in response to Peltz's comments, they said, "This is exactly why Nelson Peltz shouldn't be anywhere near a creatively driven company." Oh, the man. Listen, I question Kevin Feige's record. The man that has made more money in a franchise than has ever been made in any franchise in the history of film.
Yeah. I wouldn't question his overall record. I would question his recent record and decision making.
So just so I'm clear,
we've been over this a couple times.
So just so I'm clear, are we talking about his recent record during the period of time when Bob Chapek took over, stripped Kevin Feige of much of his creative power, and overloaded him with way too many projects for him to actually be able to put out quality because the regimen that was being forced down his throat was quantity? That's the period of time we're talking about, just to be clear.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But, and we talked about this during our, I think it was Ghostbusters, right? Like, why not, if he's a creative and he's putting out an inferior product and he's not given the control he needs to make a great product like he has in the past, why not step down? Right? This, like, we had this discussion about Sam Raimi, right?
Yeah, but I think there's a difference.
Where?
Because Sam Raimi, right, is not... I want to be careful what I say here. I'm not going to say Sam Raimi is not a comic book fan. Sam Raimi is a director. He's known for doing a lot of horror. He's known for a lot of things. Maybe he reads comics. That's great. He had directed 2 films at that point in the Spider-Man universe. He was 2 films invested. Kevin Feige's a different ballgame. Kevin Feige, there are few Marvel nerds more Marvel nerdy on this planet than Kevin Feige. And B, Kevin Feige didn't just direct 2 Spider-Man films. Kevin Feige has created the Marvel Cinematic. He has ushered in, he has curated the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think it's fair to say that Kevin Feige is a little more invested, he's a little more attached to, and a little more, like, emotionally connected, interwoven into the MCU than Sam Raimi was into Spider-Man 3. So there's the difference. You're saying you presented it as an example as if it was apples to apples, and I'm saying it's not. They're not quite the same. Has he or has he not put out an inferior product prior to? Who are we talking about?
Kevin Feige.
Prior to what?
Prior to Infinity War saga.
Sure. Yeah, there was a couple of duds.
Right. So Infinity War had a couple duds. Post Infinity War saga
has had some duds.
Lots of duds by comparison.
A subjective statement, but one that for the most part you and I would agree with. I think I enjoy more of the post-Endgame stuff than you do, but still a subjective opinion.
Financially,
sure.
there's a lot more duds there.
Okay.
Critically, there's a lot more duds there.
Financially, you also have to take into account that some of these films that we're talking about were forced by Bob Chapek into going straight to streaming as opposed to getting theatrical releases, things like Black Widow. And that many of these films, again, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I'm saying, has there been a decline in the quality? Yes, 100% I agree with you. But it's also worth noting that if we're looking at financial box office numbers, one of these eras of Marvel was at a time when movie theaters were thriving and everything was fantastic, and the other had a global pandemic and a massive decline in movie theater going in general. If you look at the MCU numbers before COVID and after COVID, yes, those numbers have gone way down. However, if you look at movie theater going as a whole, before and post COVID, it has gone way down. It used to be that we would get 3 or 4 billion-dollar films a year, not just from Marvel. Several studios were putting out billion-dollar films. It has been
Miss Marvel didn't tank.
Hang on.
Because theater viewing overall is down.
Hang on. We're no longer getting billion-dollar films. Now, if something hits $1 billion, it's a really big deal. We were at a point pre-COVID where, yes, it was like still pop champagne, oh my God, but it wasn't as rare as it is now as a whole, right? So there are more things at play than, if someone were just to look at it and go, well, when's the last time that Marvel put out $1 billion film? You go, okay, yeah, but when's the last time anybody put out $1 billion film, right? Versus pre-pandemic. So there is, look, I'm still agreeing with you. I'm saying there's been a massive decline in quality. However, there has been, this is not Kevin Feige's fault.
It may not be Kevin Feige's fault, but if you're Kevin Feige and you're getting bent over and whipped to do something that isn't going to benefit your projects, why do you sit there and take it if you're not on board? Right? Either he's in line with all those decisions, and because of success he's gotten lazy, or he disagrees with them and he's bending over and taking it because it's his baby and he wants to still try and make some good. Or why not leave? Or why take that?
Well, because he doesn't want to leave. Because he's invested in his product and wants to, because that's the thing. And it was the same thing that Sam Raimi did, right? You can bugger off and leave, or you can accept what's happening and try your best, right? And Kevin Feige has accepted what was happening, right? That his power was stripped away from him. He no longer even had control over where his products went, right? He'd be like, oh, we're doing a what's a hero that we haven't seen we're going to do another Guardians film, right? Bob Chapek had put his banker buddies in place over Kevin Feige so that there was a guy micromanaging Kevin Feige that could go, oh yes, I see your Guardians of the Galaxy 4 film that you're making. That's going to go straight to Disney Plus. And Kevin Feige had no control anymore, right? It also went from Kevin Feige running like mad. Like if you look at Kevin Feige pre-Endgame, the man would show up at a red carpet for his premiere. He'd shake some hands, he'd take pictures, and then before the film started, he'd hop in the golf cart and they'd race him back to the set of another. Like he literally slept like 4 hours a night and that was back when Marvel was putting out 2 or 3 projects a year. Then Bob Chapek takes over. The effort, the incentive from Bob Chapek gets changed from quality to quantity. And all of a sudden, which is something we reported on recently, and then all of a sudden, the MCU, now all of a sudden Kevin Feige's in a position where instead of being allowed to put out 2 or 3 projects a year, they're making him put out 6 or 7. Between TVs and movie and animated shit and all this, whatever else. And so for a man that was already stretched too thin and somehow still pulling off hit after hit after hit after hit to triple his workload, there was a decline in quality, which is why they're taking the year off now.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, we're not putting anything out, and we're going to cancel a bunch of projects that we didn't even want to do, but we were being forced to.
Point made, but your devil's advocate back to you.
Okay.
Right? Like, one of your big points in our previous conversation on another episode was it's still his name tied to those products.
Yeah.
And they do bad, his name gets dragged down with it.
Sure.
Now you get people talking somewhat out the side of their butt, sometimes fully, that he's bad at his job.
Sure.
Right? Like, he's whether he had bad bosses or not, his name is still tied to that project. He still did something, like he still has to own some part of that crap and what was produced.
And what I think it boils down to is Kevin Feige doesn't give two shits what Nelson Peltz thinks or says. He doesn't care.
Yeah, but
the guy's an asshat.
Yeah, but the points I'm making is like, why hasn't
don't punch things,
says the person who already punched his mug once this episode.
I tapped it. I didn't. You just friggin'.
I hit the cord.
You southpawed it.
I hit the cord. Anyway, my point is, got me all turned around to the mic. You did that on purpose.
Not even
sabotage.
We're not even talking about the topic anymore.
Not really. Well, kind of, but not. My point. I'm saying that Kevin. I am kind of making a point that Kevin Feige does have a part to play in those bad films.
Sure, of course he does.
Right, like he's not without. Like, he still helped make decisions, but he's still in charge of something. But he's got bad I've had bad bosses. Did he make? I've had bad bosses.
What decisions did he make?
He's still the CEO of Marvel.
Calm down. Don't yell at me.
He's still
right. But
don't tell me not to yell. He's still in charge of Marvel.
And when I
he's
go to
got
edit
bad bosses.
And when I go to edit this, the waveforms on who got more heated will tell all.
He's still in charge. He's got bad bosses, sure. But just because you've got a bad boss doesn't mean you can't make a good product.
But he really wasn't in charge anymore. And here's the thing, though. Can you make a good product? Yes. Can you make 7 good products a year? I would argue that you would be hard-pressed. If Kevin Feige had said, F all of you, I'm leaving, just about anybody that came in and took over for him would do worse. Would the MCU would be in a far worse place.
Absolutely.
So then that all comes back to...
But his name's not attached to it.
No, but Kevin...
He walks away...
But he doesn't care.
He walks away a golden boy because he created the greatest cinematic universe the world's ever seen.
And now...
And now he's tarnished.
And now... Yeah, but now that Bob Chapek is gone and he's allowed to... Like, he's getting that power handed back to him and able to slow down and focus on and tell the story they want to tell, I think we're going to see a big change. But
I would hope so.
Anyways,
I think there's potential there. We'll see.
Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you check out our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all listed below, and Threads. We're on Threads now. You can follow us on Threads.
The hell is Threads?
We talked about this. Threads is Instagram's new product.
Oh, right.
All the youngins.
It's the Twitter to the X.
All the youngins are getting on the Threads now. I still don't know what it is, but we have it.
It's clothing.
We have Patreon, where for as little as $1 a month, you can support the show and get some fun perks in return and hear the big bonus episode that Carl and I are doing where we discover and determine the official Movie Men verdict on what is the greatest invention of all time. And we have merch.
Get your threads.
We got threads.
That was perfect.
Good job.